very to use, but to some people it's very complicated. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down PIXELLAB bit by bit. For those of us who does not have the PIXELLAB app on our Android or Apple phone, the PIXELLAB app is available on your Play Store and your Apple Store. You can just go there and get the app, or after watching this video you can click the link below to get access to the app. And if you haven't subscribed, just click the subscribe button. Okay, now one thing you should know about the PIXELLAB is you have to select any text, pictures, element, any design element you want to use in your PIXELLAB must be selected. If it is not selected, none of these buttons are going to work. Just like your Microsoft, when you want to highlight a text or add any effects to a text, you have to select the text. Same goes for the PIXELLAB. You have to select any element on the PIXELLAB before you can work on it. Now let's quickly run down. Now the first part we are going to be working on is the lower part of the PIXELLAB. The lower part of the PIXELLAB, and the lower part of the PIXELLAB has, I believe, 5 icons. Yes, 5 icons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me point them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it has 5 icons which are below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these 5 icons that are down here, or icons or button, are really very important while using PIXELLAB. Now the first one are these 3 circles. Yeah, the 3 circles down there. Now these 3 circles most times is not frequently used by most people on PIXELLAB, but those 3 circles come with default backgrounds. You can see the background that is already here is kind of greenish and a little bit of green inside, just like a gradient. Now there are other backgrounds here like this. Okay, yes, this, yeah, depending on what you want. There are different backgrounds on PIXELLAB. Now if you use other PIXELLAB come with their own different background, but for this PIXELLAB, this is the background it provides. So that is what those 3 circle buttons are used for. Now quickly, let us move on to the next button, which is the A button that we are seeing here. The A button. Now this A button, just as we are seeing, A is a letter, so this button has to do with anything text, editing of text, adding of text, coloring of text, anything that has to do with text. That is what this button is used for. Okay, now quickly, now watch, I highlighted the new text. Once you open your PIXELLAB, the new text always shows there, so I highlight it. Once you highlight, you will see these 2 little circles and the curve that looks like a smile under the text. So I highlight it and I click on our A button. Let's see what the A got. Now as we can see, we have a whole lot of other buttons under the A buttons, a whole lot. We have the styles, the edit, delete, copy to front, to back, the position, the relevant position, a whole lot. But don't worry, we are going to scale through all of them in this video. Okay, the first button we are going to be clicking is the styles. Now when we talk about styles is mostly, let's say, the way you want your text to look like, or let me just say styles are kind of 3D, like the way you want your text to look like. But in the PIXELLAB app, styles is not really important. Now, this edit button now new text, and you can add anything you want to add. Now let me say welcome to Miracle Creatives. Okay, creative. Okay, and now you can use this double T button here to make your text bold. I'm sorry, not bold, to make your text in capital letter. That means if you click on this button, every single text here becomes capital. All of them become uppercase letters. If you click on it, it go back to what? Lowercase. You can delete, you can cancel if you don't want the text anymore, and you can also press OK. Now let's go with all the text being uppercase. Sorry. Okay, let's just go with OK. Now this is what we have. Welcome to Miracle Creatives. Now welcome to Miracle Creatives. Now we can use this white little circle here to increase the size of our text. We can use it to increase the size of our text. Now let me show you how to do that. Just click on it. Once you click on it and drag, it will just increase the size of the text, just like your mouse. If you click on your mouse, you can enlarge, you can reduce. That is what this is for. This is just like the mouse on the PIXELLAB. Now after the edit button, the next button we can see here is the delete button, and we all know what it's for. Delete, the text goes off. And we have the copy. Now if we click on the copy, the text duplicates itself and become what? 2. Now we have the to front. Now this to front is assuming, let me just give you a practical example, quickly moving to colors. Okay, now now we can see that the white text is behind the red text. Now if we want to bring the white text towards the front, we want to bring the white text to the front, we highlight on the white text and we click on to front. And if you can watch carefully, now the white text is now in front. The white text is now what? In front. Now if we want to send it back, we go to back and it goes back behind the red text. Now the next button is the position button. This button, the position. Now what is that used for? It is used to arrange text. Now watch this text. I click on it. Now we can increase the speed, like the way you want it to move. You can increase the speed, you can reduce the speed, it will move slower. This is for the left hand side, the right hand, up, down, anyhow you want the text to be. This is what for the position. Now we have position and we have relative position. Now relative want it. Let's say with my position, this text is aligned to the right. Now I am not going to have exact accuracy when bringing this text to the center, because most times I might not know where the center of this image is. But through relative position, I can use this button. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Okay. Relative position. Now this button here, that particular button there, and centralize or position it towards the center. Now this is the word center of this image through relative position. Now we can align, we can align it to the right hand side, the left hand side, up, down, and the bottom side. Now this is relative alignment of what text. Now if we don't want to use the position, we can use what the relative position. Okay, moving on, we move to what size. Now just with the name alone, size, we know that this is talking about text size. If you want the size of the text to be big, small, that is what this is talking about. Now the text size has the minus side and the plus side. Now the minus is to reduce the size and the plus is to increase. But if you don't want to use the plus or minus, you can just use your hand to drag. Look at, you can see now that the text is increasing. We can also reduce it, can also increase it. Now that is for that. Now after the text size, we have what we call the padding. Now the padding, okay, now if we watch the first welcome to Miracle Creatives, let me show you guys something. Now watch carefully. We can see that the M is half, it is not showing completely. Now that is because let's say different handwritings, now different font, his M might not be the same with my M. So if we want to put those M in a box or those handwriting in a box, the box might not be able to cover some of the handwriting because everybody has what a different handwriting. The same thing happens what in PIXELLAB. So how do we correct this? We use what padding. Now padding adds more space either to the left hand side of your text or to the right hand side of your text. Now watch. Now this is the left hand side, so let's add more space to it. Now if you watch carefully, you can see that now space has been added, that our M now can show clearly. If we want to do the same to the right hand side, we can also add more space to the right hand side. But another way of doing that is by using our mouse here. Click this place and drag it. Now what? Okay, to make that easier, let me add an arrow so that you guys can see it clearly. Now this button here, the little white button, we can also use that to what add space to our text. Now watch how I do that. I hold it and I drag. Now if you watch, space has been added and the M can what show clearly. So these two little white buttons here perform a whole lot of function. Even the down one that looks like a smile, the little curved one down there, now that button is used to what rotate. You can use it to rotate what the text. We can use that button to rotate the text. Okay, after padding, we quickly move to what color. Green, any color you want available on the PIXELLAB app. Now, under the color, we have the sections. Now, assuming I wanted my Miracle to be blue and my welcome to be red. Now, I will use this section the part I want, just like when you want to the welcome to and give it the color I want. Let me give it red. Now if you watch, so how we do that is by what section. Okay, now in the color section we have a plus sign. Now that plus sign is used to add colors. Now if I click on the plus sign, it takes you to this color wheel, a very wonderful color wheel that you can do amazing things with. Now this color wheel, you can add colors, reduce the contrast, increase the contrast, anyhow you want the color to be, depending on your design and depending on your taste. Now we can also we also add colors online. Now we have what we call color codes. If you search online for color codes, we have different color codes. Example of one is this #5BE772. That is a color code, and if we see the color above, that is a color code for green. Now if we don't want to use any color from the color wheel, and we have a color preference of our choice that we know the code, we can click here and we'll just input the code. We input a very simple code that is very popular: F. Okay. Okay, sorry, I got it wrong. Sorry. It's supposed to be hash F F F F F and another F. Oh, sorry. What is it? Oh, F. Okay, there was an error. Now, please, it's very important to notice this. I forgot that. Now we can see this good button. Now this button at is it's very important while inputting. Now if you input a color code and you click on this good button, it is going to appear. Now when I click good, okay, they said invalid color because the color code was wrong. Just give me a sec. Okay, yes, now we can see that the color changed white, changed to what? White. Now hashtag and 6Fs gives us what? Color white. Now when we click that good, color changes, and if we click OK, now you have seen that what the color that was green before has what become white. If we can, our text automatically becomes white. Now if you notice, not all became white, it's only the welcome to that became white, because on your section here it is still highlighting only welcome to. Let me cover all now this time. Okay, colors. Now if you want to in color codes and you have a particular color in mind that you saw color on a particular design and you want to use that particular color, you can use this. Is the pick color button. Now let me explain the pick color button. Okay, okay, quickly let me bring in something to PIXELLAB now. From my gallery, I'll pick I'll just pick any random image. Oh, okay, this is a world map. Now, okay, let's say I want the color of this world map, that ash color there, that is the color I want and that is the color I like. I'll click on color, click plus sign, and click on what the color pick button, this color that looks like an eyedropper. Yeah, I click on. Then now if you watch carefully, you will see my world map is already on the screen. Now any element you bring to PIXELLAB appears on the pick color screen if you want to select colors. Now I select the ash color and I click on what? Good. And if we say okay, now watch. Now our text has the same color with what? The word the drawing of and the world map or the drawing of it. Let me leave this for future references. Sorry. Okay, now we move. Okay, we are still on colors. Now let's move to gradients. Now gradient is the mixture of two or more colors to get a particular color or to get a particular style of color. Now PIXELLAB has gradients already provided for you. I don't really use Gradient, but Gradient. Now, this is how we create gradients. You click on the plus sign. Now, you have something like this. Now, you can already see two colors here. Those were the colors already provided down in the PIXELLAB gradient color. Now, if you want to create, let's say we want to create a gradient of red and white. I'll click on this color. Okay, yeah, this button, the color button. We click on the color button and it takes us back to the color wheel. We can either add or we can pick a particular color, but I don't want to do that. Let me quickly go to the red, increase the contrast, and okay. Now red. Now the white is to be on this angle. If you can see, we have two side down rectangle and triangle, like 1 and 2. Now two of them is what contains your two different colors. If you want to make it 4 colors or 6 colors, you can just use the plus and add. Sorry, you can use the plus to add, or you can also what subtract them. You can use the buttons. You can use this button, this and this, to move color left, right, or center. Now that is the use of those buttons. Now let's add white to the center color. Okay, and let's add green. Now we can see we have 3 different colors. Now this is a gradient. Now if you want to change the way your gradient looks, now that is where the squares that are above the squares come in. Yeah. Now, that's where those 6 squares come in. Each of them are different styles of gradients on the PIXELLAB app. Now, let's select one by one. Now, this gives you this circular, like a circle gradient. This gives you still a circle gradient, but it's above this, this, and this. We have different styles. Each of them are different styles of gradient. Now, one important thing that you should also know, that this circle, the white circles here, the 2 circles, now they can be used to what increase or decrease the way the gradient is going to look. Now, like this. Okay, now we can use them to increase one color, also change the style of the gradient anyhow we want it to look like. We can increase one, so that's what that button is used for, and we click on OK. Now what we can see that our text has what those colors, the color of our new gradient. So that's all about colors. Moving. Sorry. Now coming to the texture, let's make reference to paint. Now different paints, like your house paint, each has what a different texture, like a different feeling. Each of them have different feeling, like when you feel them and touch them. Some are rough, some are smooth, like those, that is what texture. Now same goes for what text. Each text have different texture, like how did you want that text to be expressed to whosoever is seeing it. So that is where texture come in. Now this particular text, I want to give it a texture. Now sorry, there is no texture selected, so you click on this picture sign, yeah, to select a texture. I still want to use this word map, you can use this square to select the particular area you want, or the particular area you want the texture of the text to look like, or the area you want the texture to come from. Okay, click on good, and now if you watch, you can see that our text now has what kind of an like ash mixed with white, as if kind of a wall. Yeah, you now have the color of a wall, like feeling as if a wall is inside this text. Now you can arrange the texture the way you want it, to be, either dark or anyhow you want it to be. You can also put select pictures as texture. Like we sometimes see some flyers online where we see a circle shape and we see somebody inside the circle. Yeah, that is what texture. It also applies to what text. We see a church flyer, we see a text that there's fire inside the text. That fire is what the texture. Wow, I say that this video is not going to be long, but I have wasted time. Okay, let's quickly run through. After the texture, we have the opacity. Now, the opacity, just as the name implies, it shows how light or how thick the text is going to look like. Now, just I click on the opacity, I can reduce. Now watch what happens. The more I reduce the opacity, now the more the text is difficult for you to see the text. Now if I increase the opacity, now you can see the text word clearly. Now opacity helps when you don't want a particular element to overshadow another. Like this welcome, now you don't want it to like be too bright that it will overshadow the other welcome above. You just reduce the opacity to your style anyhow you want it. We quickly move to and rotate. Now this can rotate the text to any angle, similar to the smile button here that is on our screen. Similar to that button, two of them perform the same task, which is the rotate. After the rotate, we have the max. New word on PIXELLAB, like the max has other buttons in it. Now let me enable a max. Now we have different buttons on the max. I am going to create a video specially for the max, but let me give you the basic use of the max. Now, just like the name implies, max, it is used to cover areas that are not needed in a text or in an element. It is also used to what shape an element, or it is also used to draw. Okay, let's say let me give you an instance. Okay, now okay, yeah, now this is our world map and I want to select it. Let me give this our world map our text a different color so that we can see. Okay, it's already on texture. Now if your text has texture, you cannot give it a different color. You cannot access color except you delete the texture, which is what I'm about to do. Delete. Then let me give it bright color. I want to show you something. Okay, now this is bright enough. Okay, now we have welcome and we have our word map. Let's say, assuming we want this word map, okay, to blend with the welcome, bring to front. Okay, we want it to blend with the welcome, or I want only the welcome to miracle to be there. Then the creative should be out, but let it not just be out. Let it be in a curved manner to blend with the word. I can use the max. Okay, enable the max. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you just see now, our creative is out, but you can see that the miracle is in a manner in which, if the word, for instance, was this color, we will have believed that this miracle is as if it is coming out from the word map, as if it is connected to the word map. That is what the max is used for. We can use the max to draw. We can use it to create logos. Most importantly, on PIXELLAB, we can use the max to create logos, and it is normally used to hide things that we don't need. It is used to hide things that we don't need. Like now, I have maxed what that miracle creative. It is out. We are not going to see it again, even if it was attached to this word map. Like, let's say the word map, the root on it, miracle creative, and I don't want that miracle creative. I can use the max tool to what, remove only the miracle creative, and I'll have just my word map. Voila. In my next video, I am going to explain more on the max, because the max is a very, 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 very important tool in PIXELLAB. Very, very important. Okay, let's quickly rush toward fonts. Now, as we can see, our lovely miracle creative is no longer available. Let's move to fonts. Let's bring to front. Okay, now let's go to fonts. Now, fonts are, let's say, handwritings, different kinds of handwritings. Now, PIXELLAB has limited font. Okay. Oh, now this PIXELLAB is PIXELLAB Pro, so it comes with more font than the regular PIXELLAB. I will drop the link to this particular PIXELLAB with this video so that you can get access to it. Now, different PIXELLAB have different fonts. Now, these are different kinds of fonts that comes with this PIXELLAB. Let's say handwritings. Let me choose this. Okay. Now, if you watch, welcome to, let me change the color so that you can see. Now, if you see, the font has what changed. That means the handwriting has what changed, but our M is not showing well, so we have to make it show. Okay, now welcome to Miracle Creative. Now this is a different handwriting, so that is all about font, different ways that you want your text to look. Now on this place, let me show you. Okay, now we have this button that's leading us to my font. Now we have font comes with the app. Now, but as a designer, or if you want to enjoy PIXELLAB, you have to have more fonts. Like, you have to download fonts and bring them to PIXELLAB, which I'm going to show you how to do in probably our next video, how to download fonts and bring them into PIXELLAB, because it's really, really important. But for now, we'll work with the font that's what PIXELLAB offers us. Let's work with this. Okay, now the font has also changed. Now, after font, we have go to style. Like, if you want it to be bold, you want it to be italicized, underlined, and you want to cancel everything you have done, just like what your Microsoft. Okay, now we go to curve. Now this curve is the way we want our text to yeah, we want our text to be in a curve, just like, let me reduce the size so that we can see. Okay, now I want this to fit on this word map. I can bend it. Yes, that is curve. We can do that with what? Curve. We can bend it to a way that it's going to fit a circle. When let's add in a circle, you use that, the bending, it will bend the text in the way you want it to bend. You can take it the other way around also. It's going to also bend. So the plus sign bends it from, let's say, bends it from the up, and the minus from down. Okay, now we move to the word background. Now text background applies on only text. Okay, now if we see this text now has a black background, it has a black background, we can reduce the background through left padding and increase it through right padding, top and bottom. We can increase what? The background of the text, like that. Okay, now this background affects only the text. It does not affect every other thing you are doing. If you watch carefully, you can see that anywhere I move the text, the black background follows it. The black background follows it. So the background is only for the text. Even if I add another text with the edit, I add another, okay, not edit, let me copy, edit, let me say go home. Okay, oh, I copied, so it has the same function. Okay, now if we want to add text on PIXELLAB, now we cancel everything that we have highlighted. Just like when you highlight, you can cancel the highlight. Now you will see a plus sign here after canceling your highlight. Now that plus sign is how to add text on PIXELLAB. Now you click on the plus sign, and here we can edit a text which says good morning. Okay, now we can see our good morning does not have this black background. Why? Because this black background applies to only this particular text alone. It does not apply to any other text on your PIXELLAB, only to this particular text alone. Okay, let me delete. We are going to be using the good morning. Now let me increase the size. Okay, after the text, after background, we have align. Now this, we can align text to the left, to the center, or to the right hand side. Now this applies when you have multiple text. Sorry. Okay. Okay, now alignment. Yes, we can align the text to the left, to the center, or to the right hand side. We can also justify the text. This just have to do with writing. You want a particular style of balance, you use the alignment. After the alignment, we have spacing. We have letters and we have words. We have for letters and we have for what? Words. Now for letters, letters affect each single letter of the text. Now if we increase the space, if you watch carefully, the space between the letters are increasing. The more I increase the spacing, the more they increase. Now I reduce it to the normal way. Okay, now for words, now the space affects each word. Now not only the letters, now it does not affect the letters anymore, instead it affects the word. Now we have good, we have morning, so it is going to affect the good, the morning, and other words that are here which are basically not words, so it's going to affect the good and the morning. Now watch, as I'm expanding, the good is expanding, is giving more, is creating more space away from the morning, and this GD blah 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 is also what increasing, because on its own is a word, so that is for spacing. Then we have line spacing. Now line spacing has to do with now if we don't want those space, we can minus. If you watch, it is going up, we can minus it and there will be no space. If you want to add space, yeah, just so your work can look nice and a bit balanced, you can add what and reduce what space. Okay, now we move to strokes. Now strokes, let me enable it. Now if you watch carefully, all the text. Now those are strokes. We can increase the stroke weight, make it more thick. We can increase the word stroke weight. We can change the stroke color too. Any color we want it to look like. Now the stroke color does not affect the text color. It only affects the word stroke. Stroke color and text color, they are basically different things. Now I can still go back to color for text and change it to what? Let me change it to, now you see our text has changed, but the stroke did not what? Change, because they are both different. The stroke color and the text color, they are both what? Different. Okay guys, I'm going to stop the video here, and there is going to be a part 2 because I never wanted this video to be too long, but as I can see my timer, the video has gone beyond long. So thank you for watching. Please click the subscribe button below and check the link below this video to get access to your PIXELLAB app. Thank you for watching.